Well, this is great, guys. As you can see, I am on the shoulder of the road because this van right here rear-ended this Beetle right here, and that rear-ended me. He fell asleep at the road.
Bruh.
Please, people, go to bed. Now, it could have been a lot worse, but still was pretty startling. And I see these accidents happen right on Route 1 here in this lane all the time, but you never expect it to happen to you. Not my fault at all, but you just never expect it to happen. Hey guys, so it's my lunch break at work here, and just decided to give my car, since the damage was so minor, some touch up. You know, I bought this paint from Automotive Touch Up. It's the exact color, you know, base coat of my Subaru, the dark gray, and just used a Q-tip, really fine Q-tip. I actually have these good ones here that have this tip on it, you know, like this, so you can really do some fine touch up with them. If you need to do some fat dabs, you can use that side, but this side is pretty decent for getting some clean touch up in, and I think it turned out pretty well. I mean, you could definitely tell where the person hit if you get close. You could see it kind of right there, very lightly, but from far away it almost just disappears. For touch up, this paint's really good. I mean, even though it's a base coat for spray, I found spraying is never a good option. I've had mucho experience with this, and spraying is not the greatest because you lose that shine. I usually just take this, spray it into like the cap, into the inside of the cap, and then use the paint, dab onto the car, because it stays shiny in that if you do it that way. But just spraying, you're gonna ruin your finish. Don't do that. It's just not a smart move. This can is gonna last me pretty much forever because I just sprayed into the thing and just used a little bit of it to dab some of the damage. So you'll see a before and after, but I think it came out pretty well. I mean, it's not a sunny day, but you can kind of see a glare in that line there where the hit happened, but it's almost not noticeable. So I'm gonna leave it with that, because of course America's insurance industry wants to raise your rates if you go and file a claim half the time. So this was too minimal to file a claim for them, in my sense. I am gonna get the police report, and I'm gonna have it for safekeeping because this guy fell asleep at the road, but I'm not gonna file a claim just to protect myself. I will get that report. If it says he fell asleep and he took the blame for it, I'm protected. I'm gonna leave it at that if he tries to come after me. But I'm not trying to get my rates raised. So, yep, that's kind of sucks. But you know, I can be grateful that it was not worse. I don't know if it's how the Volkswagen's completely symmetrical body shape from front to back is what saved my rear end, because it just touched just right here. I mean, and I guess it's bumpers, so I don't know. I got lucky, because if it was the van that was behind the Volkswagen, this all would have probably been smashed in. But because of the Volkswagen's, again, symmetrical body, the van kind of went over, like it went a little bit over the Volkswagen, didn't just hit the bumper. It would have hit my bumper, but I think it would have got more here. But the Volkswagen is a lot more like kind of bubbly, you know, curved. So thank God the Volkswagen hit me, and also took the blunt force of the impact first before it went into me, because it kind of dissipated some of that energy and kind of worked out. So it's anywhere near as bad.
The next day.
So I went to a body shop, took it there, told them what happened, just to see if they could find anything going on there. I mean, this thing took a pretty hard hit, and I mean, the damage is really light here. I mean, it's very faint. It's right here, as you can see when it kind of, so it took a little bit. I mean, but from almost this distance, I mean, it's almost gone. You can barely see it. But where they found a little bit of damage is if I go under here, and you look at this beam here. So this beam, you see how it's pinched right here? So it should be really actually looking clean across the car. Really clean beam. Now this beam, I guess is what is used to absorb the impact. It has these two, that crossbar, you know, two things here and one on this side as well. Can't really see it, tough to see here, but it's right there. It kind of pushed in right on this one here. So it really, man, this car really absorbed it real well. They said the beam is an easy change. It's not welded on, there's bolts right there. It's not, didn't go and cause any frame damage or anything to the car. They said it all looks good, but this beam saved my car. So I'm very happy about that. No frame damage, everything's good. Just gotta replace this beam here. It's a little bit pinched here. You can feel where it's actually pinched, but it did a good job. It did a fantastic job. And now, this is in direct correlation to my last video where I'm gonna be looking over my shoulder now, just constantly judging people whether they'll stop or not. And this comes with driving. It's what's literally associated with driving. You need to trust people. I've never been rear-ended before, but now that I have, now I'm with the PTSD of it, I'm gonna be freaking out if who behind me will stop or will not stop. Can I trust them or can I not? It kind of freaks you out, and it really does suck.
In 1/4 mile, turn right.
It was definitely a shock. So it's not one of those things you want to happen again. I just want to find a license plate that says back off or get off my ass. They probably exist, and that person's probably making tons of money. But if not, that needs to be made for sure. For one small fee of pay attention, keep your distance, and keep your road rage to a minimum. Patience is key. You can save a car's ass and not give it crater butt. Please, don't give a car crater butt. Let's keep those craters out of this world. The Subaru bumper handled that impact way better than I could have ever imagined. I'm so surprised with the way that Beetle came in and hit right here. It didn't crack. The bumper didn't crack at all. Mind blowing, because it was a pretty serious impact, especially because if you go underneath, you saw that damage. You saw how bad it was. I mean, that beam was pretty much bent in. So, I mean, it pushed in. I guess that's because it's so close. The beam is so close to the bumper here that it couldn't crack. If there was more space, maybe it would have flexed a little more, but it hit it, bounced back. Just got a little paint chip, but the beam, it did its job. That's where most of the damage took. So right on that little steel beam there. So I can't be any more happy. I was expecting this to be done. When I heard the impact in my car, I thought my exhaust was done. I thought the impact would have pushed my exhaust, damaged like maybe my turbo. I thought it was gonna have maybe some frame damage, or it would have hit the where the spare tire is in here and would have just kind of dented it in. I thought it was just gonna mess up all kinds of stuff, you know. My bumper was gonna be done, my headlights were smashed, and I'd have to get new overlays again. If insurance is they're not even gonna cover an aftermarket exhaust. They'd put a stock one back on here. Yeah, whoopee, I want a stock exhaust. No, I'd like to keep my own exhaust, but they will replace it back with a stock. They give me my stock chrome crap tail lights. So it just would have sucked. And I couldn't be more grateful at the strength Subaru handled this accident. Because if it was my G35, G35's a very large rear bumper, probably would have cracked in. Nice job, Subaru. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.